Well, g'day everybody, it's Kim here from Kyms Homestead, out in the garden on a beautiful day once more. How are you all? All doing well, I hope. Well, in this video, most of what we're going to be doing is just planting out some of the seeds that I have in the seed house. Well, they're young plants now, so it's time to move a few things out of the seed house because it is chocolate block full. And I have to make room in there ready for the next round of plants to go in there, or seeds. So it's time to start planting out the young plants that I've got. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got some balsam plants. Now these are my own seeds, and so I've got no idea what colours is going to come up. Probably purple, because that was the most prevalent plant that I had. And I've got a lovely got a lovely spot over near the cat cage. Gets a fair amount of shade. It's a nice little protected area. Not that balsams really need a lot of protection, but they do better with it. And I thought, well, they're going to give a beautiful perfume while I'm sitting at the potting station, potting up the next round of seeds. And they'll be really good for the pollinators because they do like the balsams. And just to add some colour too. I've got mostly pinks and whites there, so mauve or purple would bring a nice change to the scenario that I've got going there. So let's go over and plant them up. Okay, so here we are. I've got a lovely blue pot and the balsams are doing really well. So just going to pop them out of their pot. I need to find something to poke them out with. Here we go. Good roots on them. Good to see. Okay, there we go. Now I've got just a little mulch here. I'll probably put a bit more on there as they get a bit older. There we go. Now, all I have to do is water them in and they'll be fine. Now down here, I planted some petunias, pinks and white petunias. There's also mauves as well. As these are purple, I'm going to finish off these, or this tray, by popping these in the empty spots that I've got down there. And I've got a bit of mulch for that too. There we go, that's done. Now, I've also got a little bit of mulch. For this planter that we planted together in the last video. The kids next door are having fun. There we go. Now, I'll go and find the next victim. Right, this one here, I had some linaria in there. And it was just coming to flower. It was just starting to look really nice. And some little terror has bitten off every single stalk in there. I don't know what it is. But something in there has bitten it. Look, just bitten it all off. The little rotters, and I had some dianthus. Look, just bitten them off. That one's still attached, but for how long, I don't know, because this one's all grazed down too. So anyway, I thought I would put in, now I'll probably murder the name of this, Exranthemum. Anyway, it's an everlasting daisy. Now, what I was going to do this year, when my soft garlic is ready, I was going to plat it all up, but I was also going to plat in everlasting daisies and what do you call it? It's another plant anyway. It's like an everlasting seaside daisy type thing. So they're still only that big in the seed house. But these ones, these have been in there for a little while, and hopefully whatever's getting into these won't get into these. So pull back the mulch. And some down here too. And these should be good for the pollinators as well. Which will of course help my zucchinis or paddy pan squashes. These particular ones are. Right, so now we're over at the tomato cages, and here I have the long white cucumber. I don't know what has happened here, but something is like squishing them. They've hardly got, this one's hardly got any root at all. I'm pretty sure they're both going to die. And this one has gotten squished in the middle somehow. So I don't really think either one of these is going to survive, but you never know. So what I'm going to do is string this one here up these two strings, and I'll probably plant some more seeds in there as well. So it's still early enough. It's just a shame, that's all. They got a roll root system. No. You know what? I'm not even going to bother. They're both going to die. They're both cactus. I'll just plant some more seeds in where they were going to go. I think they'll be stronger. Sometimes you just have to cull. Now here I have marigold. This one is yellow boy. Now this is really good for planting in your tomatoes. And that's what I'll be doing. Right in the centre here, it helps. It's a companion plant for tomatoes. It helps to reduce the bugs in your tomatoes. Because they're very strong scented, same as the basil, which I've also got planted. Great for the pollinators, and they look really pretty. got my lettuce planted in as well, so I have to be careful where I plant this. One there. This one's a double one. One there. There. That will help keep the bugs out of my lettuce too. Right, I got one left over and one lot more of zucchinis. So I think now I've got carrots planted in the middle. I've got little garlic bulbs around the outside, so I'm going to plant it right here. Easy access for the pollinators, make it look pretty. I did have carrots coming up. I'm not sure whether they're still coming up or I smothered them out with this. Anyway, we shall see. If any come up, they come up. Right, I think I'll go and see what other cucumbers I've got. Okay, so looks like the market more's ready to go out. That is these little plants here. So I brought 6 out. Let's see how they go. Nice root system. There we go. I do have some spares in case the bugs pick them off. Hopefully, being this close to the garlic, they'll think twice about it. Right, that's that 6 done. Now, I also have 4 of the lemon cucumbers. Now these ones, they look like a crystal cucumber, but they have a lemon flavour and they're a light yellow colour. Very nice they are. So let's go and plant them. Okay, so those done. We'll see how they go. Now I'll do the other side. Now that will help keep it firmly in place. I think I'll need to tie the sides down. Now what I have is I've got 2 of the black cherry. So So I'm going to use both of these. Now I always lift by the leaf. So I'll put one this side, through the wire of course. And I'll plant it as deep as I can down there. And that will encourage the roots to grow up the stem. That's that one done. And one this side. We have honeybee, which is a beautiful sweet yellow cherry tomato. They really are very nice. So I'll take the best of these plants. Plant one here. And one on the other side. Right, now we have wild sweetie. Now this one here is, it's a very, very small red berry size tomato. I'm going to plant 4 of these ones. There we go. Now, I do have some Brad's Atomic, which is also a cherry tomato, and it is actually supposed to get quite black in colour, which I'm going to put right in the centre. So I'll just go and get one out of the seed house and we'll plant it. Okay, so I've been and gotten the Brad's Atomic, or what is supposed to be the Brad's Atomic anyway. I was able to grow it one year and it certainly wasn't a Brad's. Unfortunately, this is what you get when you purchase seeds online. You might pay for one thing, but you get something completely different. Now, because I couldn't grow anything last year because of the move, I was never able to get them going again. So I thought I'd give them another go. Maybe I got a seed mixed up, because there was only one out of that lot that actually took off. And it turned out it was a cherry tomato, but it wasn't a Brad's. Wasn't even a very nice cherry tomato. Right, so there is what is supposed to be the Brad's. We shall see. Now, once again, this is going into the seed house until these seeds are big enough to be able to come out into the garden and be hung up at my back door. So here we go, the top shelves are finally on both sides. Now I'm debating down here, I've left it open just there so that I can possibly get taller plants in, like these trees. Now I know I can put them underneath, but see how they don't go underneath the shelves there? I'm not ready to put them out into the garden just yet, and whenever I go away I will be putting tall plants in here. So I think they can go on that shelf there, and they've got all that space there, and they can still be watered and not go through the bottom of the pot and ground like into the ground. That way I'm not having to dig them up. Now that won't happen all the time, but there will be some times where, such as these roses here that I'm trying to propagate and get them to take root. Now if they go quite well, which it looks like they are, they may actually go through the pot into the ground, which is not what I'm after, because then you've got to dig them up and disturb them, and they're likely to die if you do that. So whereas this way I can move these seedlings that I've got here, I can now move them up to the top shelf, and the roses I can put on this shelf. It doesn't matter how tall they grow, the roots come out of the bottom, they will do what is called air pruning, and that is the roots will die off once they touch air, and a lot of young feeder roots will actually come off of the other roots, making the plant actually stronger. So at the moment I think I'll leave that top part of the shelf off and leave this part here for larger plants. Before I head out there, these are the bulbs that I planted out earlier this year with you guys, and I was trying to describe them but I couldn't, and I've got two coming out in flower, so I just thought I would show you and how pretty they are. They actually have, they just keep growing and growing and growing, and the stem gets longer and longer and longer. and they just keep flowering. Really good for the pollinators.